Hello and welcome. Today is Monday, the 31st day of July, 2017. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the fork, how I'm playing it, and let's get started. On Bittrex, you can see this red I button and this blue button lighter, meaning you can't push the plus button for your deposit address and you can't withdraw within the minus address. Well, the rest of these coins, I can deposit or withdraw any of the other ones in here. This also represents the largest holdings on Bittrex. I mostly have Bitcoin, then Dash. ETC I have way too much of, and that just means I won't be really buying any tomorrow. I'm going to get into that. Litecoin, I have pretty much where I would want to be at, as was the case with Monero. Ethereum's way down. I'm going to be buying some Ethereum. I'm going to be talking about that, but not till tomorrow. And then just some smaller coins, much lower than Ethereum. Ubiq, Library Credits, Decredit, Navcoin are the next highest on this list for me, but that's just like a whatever kind of deal. So therefore, Bitcoin wallets down now on Bittrex. You can expect other exchanges to soon follow suit, if some may already have. And they have a statement from Bittrex. If you have Bitcoin balance on the site during the BCC UAHF time on August the 1st, 5:20 a.m. Pacific, that is 12:20 p.m. UTC, and that would also be 8:20 in the morning New York and Toronto time. You will additionally be credited the equivalent amount of a BCC on a par basis. So for every one Bitcoin, one BCC, so if you got 6.12, you'll get 6.12. If you get 0.38, obviously you'd get that as well. BTC held in orders will also be credited, and that just makes sense, and that's like super important for me, given about well over 80%, closer to 90% of my Bitcoin on this site is in orders. As anyone, of course, I've got like many different orders, as I've shown in my book I've just recently done. And I'm going to be talking about how some of them are going to be removed, and I'm also going to be talking about mistakes you make in trading. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to remove them because of a mistake that I made. And I'll go over that soon. But okay, anyway, only the BTC held in your account will be eligible. So when you go to your account and you see what your not what available for use on Bitcoin is, but what you are holding, what your balance is, that's what you will get. And if you wanted to read more on that article, that is linked on the in the wallet and Bittrex. When you click on the information red button, that's the link provided that was shown. Okay, so the mistake that I made, it's so simple. Days ago, I was familiar with what was going on, and I knew for sure that Yobit exchange was giving the par, and I'm thinking, you know what, I want some of that for sure. So I kind of put a lot more Bitcoin on that site than I really needed, and well, that was fine at the time, but I knew about Bittrex for well over a day now, so I should have transferred some from that site to Bittrex because I know I'm going to be buying, and I knew that. So, you know what? In the game of trading, I make mistakes now and again, and I know everybody else does too. You know what? So be it. You learn from it. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, or shame on you rather than fool me twice, shame on me kind of deal. And you just realize, okay, a situation like that comes up, you don't make the mistake again, just plain and simple. So therefore, the Ethereum I want to buy, and some other ones, I got to do the best that I can to get some of those codes on Yobit. I maybe even just have no choice but to do some technical analysis on some of the codes offered there, as I do expect the altcoins to go up later. But that's again a mistake. I'd rather be purchasing on a site like Bittrex, because if you're doing stuff like buying Ethereum and Dash and any of those main coins on those smaller sites, although Yobit isn't that small really. But if you do such, you're gonna have no choice but to have a harder price to pay, especially if you buy decent portions at times. And that's why I'd rather buy on Bittrex. Anyway, with that being stated, so it's going to be another, as I'm doing this, 21 hours until the event. It's 11:30 in the morning. I'm going to have to set my alarm tomorrow. I usually wake up naturally at 8 o'clock every morning. I'm going to want to be up at least an hour earlier so that I can be prepared at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm probably going to be selling some Bitcoin, as there's a lot of people whom are doing whatever they can to have a Bitcoin balance to make sure that this all happens. And once they get that BCC and that image is saved, and I don't know how, I got to find out when these other sites do it. Is it going to be simultaneously at 8:30 in the morning? But I do expect there's a good chance that there'll be people who will be selling Bitcoin and buying alternate coins when this event occurs. So to be prepared for such, I have to determine how large of a risk do I want to take in selling Bitcoin for something like the US dollar tether. Because I'm definitely not selling even close to anywhere near my available balance. In fact, it's going to be so hard because I'm going to be needing Bitcoin to be buying alternate coins and to, of course, we'll call the tether an alternate coin as well. And you're doing it in the prospect or purpose of buying these prices back at a lower level. So if I sell maybe 0.1 Bitcoin here, I can look to buy back maybe 0.3 Bitcoin here. Or no, excuse me, 0.13 Bitcoin. And just get like 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever more. That's really what the prospect for it all would be for something like that. And now when we go to things like the alternate coins, and this is the Ethereum chart, is that we can have situations where people are, over the next close to 20 hours are going to want to increase Bitcoin value, and they realize it's free BCC just by selling, which of course makes this and practically every single other alternate chart there is continue lower over the next little while, as I would presume such. I'm still going to go with the buy orders that I have because I'm confident that they are at very good prices. And although short term they could continue to tread lower a little bit, that is always part of the strategy to begin with, because when you have buy orders in here, that's fine. When you have situations where get maybe a buy order in here, whatever, you have a little bit of further tread lower, so be it. That's going to be a lot of situations where we might see this line have big moves on tomorrow's session on a lot of the daily time frames. It'll be interesting to see how a lot of that plays out. So therefore, you can expect there to be a lot of wild rides. But the danger when we see markets in here, let's just assume that markets do tread lower for the day as we move into the next, say, 12 to 14, 16 hours. Let's take an assumption that this has a red candle move and it's somewhere around 60, 62. See, now this danger of selling at 62 with the intent of getting free BCC and buying back is you sell at 61, we'll say, and then of course we'll say it bottoms at 57 or 58 even. Then next thing you know, you got your BCC, you go in the market, maybe you get 10%, 8%, 7% of a gain of that on that play. But by the time that's all said and done, the Ethereum chart might be at 73 and 74, and that 7% gain or 9% gain is actually overshadowed by the loss that you would have on the Ethereum move. So there's going to be risks associated with it. And then it could work out even like a charm at the same point too, where if you time it well, especially where maybe you do sell here at say 61 and you sell your BCC and you're able to buy it back anywhere near or below that price, because if you did do that and you bought it at 62, technically that would be a winning trade, because the value you would get on your BCC sale, or even just holding it and trying to get it later if you're confident that it would go up. I'm kind of skeptical myself. I am planning on probably unloading anywhere between 70 to 100% of it when I get it. If there's 3 exchanges, I know that I will be getting some based on the 1-to-1 ratio from what I have read. One doesn't even mention anything, so I don't got much on that exchange anyway. But with that being said, that's basically the plan that I'm going to look for. Any setups that I would normally look for in a day that I would play, I'm just going to stay away from it. I'm not even going to be really looking for the most part, although I will take a brief look again at the evening hours. I'll do another nighttime video, probably closer to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll take a look after dinner and see what I can find and put something there. But this is a day where it's just one of those waiting situations until we move into, of course, the fork. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day.